Hello everybody, welcome once again. So we are studying our 6th module about arches. See, what we have seen earlier was the types of arches, the 3-hinged arches, how to analyze a circular or segmented 3-hinged arches, how to analyze a 3-hinge parabolic arch when the supports are at the same level. So far we have seen these things. So in this class we are going to see how to analyze a 3-hinged arch when the supports are supported at different levels. So we will go to our presentation. So I believe you remember this slide, that is, we have for 3-hinged arches, a 3-hinged arch can be parabolic arch or circular arch, and we have already completed the analysis of circular arch and the parabolic arch supported at the same level. We have completed this part. So the only thing left for analysis is 3-hinged parabolic arch supported at different levels. So we are going to see one problem, only one problem for this portion. We are going to see one problem for the analysis of parabolic arch supported at different levels. So before going into the problem, we will see the important things, what extra thing is needed. See, already we have analyzed segmented arch and parabolic arch supported at the same level. So beyond these things, beyond the concept what we have studied earlier, what is required for analyzing the parabolic arch with supports at different levels? That alone we will see first, and then we will go into the problems. So you can see here the parabolic arch is supported at different levels. The supports are A and B, and these supports are supported at different levels. So the total span, that is the distance between, more than the span, we will call it as the distance between the supports. So the distance between the supports A and B is given as L. C is the hinge, C is the third hinge. So one hinge is at A, another hinge is at B, and C is the third hinge of the parabolic arch. So the distance of the support A from C, or the distance of the crown, distance of the hinge C from the support A is taken as H1, and the height or distance of the hinge C from the support B is taken as H2. So in the previous problems we had only H, we had only rise, so we took it as H. Here, since the supports are supported at different levels, we have both H1 and H2. H1 is taken from the left support, that is the height of the left support from the crown, and H2 is the distance of the right support from the crown. So H1 and H2, and the distance between the support is taken as L. Now we have L1 and L2. So L1 is the distance, is the horizontal distance from C to the support A, and L2 is the horizontal distance between the hinge C and the support B. So these things you should be clear first. So why the supports are at different levels? And when the supports are at different levels, what is the distance between the supports? What is the horizontal distance between the supports and the third hinge? What is the vertical distance? That is, what is the height between the supports and the third hinge? Now, if this is the case, you can see from the diagram, the distance between the supports A1 and B, that is the horizontal distance between the supports A and B, is L. And this L is the summation of both L1 and L2. Summation of the distance between AC and CB. Now we know L1 is the horizontal distance between A and C, between the support A and the hinge C. L1 is equal to L into root of H1 divided by root H1 plus root H2. This is the formula for finding the distance L1. We are not going in deep into the derivation because that is not necessary for us as per the syllabus. So L1 is equal to L into root H1 by root H1 plus H2. We know L is the distance between the supports. H1 is the vertical distance, height from the first support to the hinge, third hinge, that is C, and H2 is the vertical distance from B and between B and C. Similarly, L2 is equal to L into root H2 divided by root H1 plus root H2. So now we will, with the knowledge of these things, we will enter into our problem. So the problem is, this is our 6th example. Already we have seen 5 examples in our previous classes for the parabolic and segmental arches. Now, example 6 is, a 3-hinged parabolic arch of 40 meter span have supports at different levels. The rise of the arch from support A is 5 meter and from support B is 3 meter. It carries a UDL of intensity 30 kilonewton per meter over the left half portion. Determine the horizontal and vertical reaction. Find also the moment, normal thrust and radial shear at 15 meter from the left support. So first of all, we will draw the diagram. Draw the diagram of the arch and we will mark the important points. So we are drawing the arch. So A, B, C is the arch. A, C, B is the arch. So the supports A and B are at different levels. Now, the hinges are at A, at C and at B. So we have 3 hinges. So 3-hinged parabolic arch, but they are supported at different levels. Now, the first point what is given for you is the 3-hinged parabolic arch of 14 meter span. So you mark the distance between the support as 40 meter. Have supports at different levels. The rise of the arch from support A is 5 meter and from support B is 3 meter. So this rise, that is rise from A to C. The vertical distance from A to C is 5 meter and the vertical distance from B to C is 3 meter. So both the rises are marked. Now, it carries a UDL of intensity 30 kilonewton per meter over the left half portion. See, the left half portion means it is between the first 2 hinges, that is between A and C. So between A and C, that is for the distance of L1 meter. The UDL, it carries an UDL of 30 kilonewton per meter. Now determine the horizontal and vertical reaction. So we are required to find what is VA, what is VB, what is HA and what is HB. So as we have seen in our introduction classes, the horizontal reactions are equal for the arches. So HA will be equal to HB. So we have marked here as H. Also find the moment, normal thrust and radial shear at 15 meter from the left support. So our section is taken at a distance of 15 meter. So X is taken at a distance of 15 meter from the left support. So this is our section. So we need to find what is the distance of Y. After that, we have to see what is the moment at this section, what is the normal thrust and what is the radial shear. So this is what we are going to analyze. See, we know L1 plus L2 is equal to L. So from the formula we know L1 is equal to L into root H1 divided by root H1 plus root H2. So we know L is the distance between the supports. Substitute L is equal to 40. We know the value of H1, that is the distance between AC, vertical distance between the left support and the hinge C is 5 meter, and H2 is 3 meter. Substituting the values, we get L1 is equal to 22.54 meter. Now L2 is equal to, we know the formula, root of L into root H2 plus by root of H1 plus H2. You can use this formula, or you can use this, L2 is equal to L minus L1. So that it is 40 minus 22.54. We get L2 is equal to 17.46 meter. Now we will apply the equilibrium equations. Sigma MB is equal to 0. We will take the hinge B. You can take either hinge A or hinge B. So when taking hinge B, I have considered B first. So sigma MB, moment at B is equal to 0. So clockwise is taken as positive. So VA left clockwise is positive. VA into 40 positive. Now this H into 2, see this is negative. So the distance between AB is 2 meter. AC is 5 meter, BC is 3 meter. So the distance between AB, vertical distance between AB is 2 meter. That is why it is minus H into 2. So the left anti-clockwise is negative. So H into 2 minus again the left anti-clockwise, it is like this. So 30 into the distance L1 is 22.4 multiplied by this distance, that is this distance is 22.4 divided by 2 plus L2 is 17.46 is equal to 0. So we will take it as equation number 1 because we have two unknowns, VA and H. So take this as equation number 1. So we need one more additional equation to find the values for VA. So for that purpose, we will consider sigma MC is equal to 0. We will consider the equilibrium condition at this hinge. So while we are considering the point C or the hinge C for the equilibrium condition, we will consider either the left of C or the right of C. See, here already our unknown is VA, so that we will consider the left of C. Suppose if you are taking sigma MA is equal to 0, initially you have to consider the right of C. See, all these concepts we have already discussed, you already know very well. So since our first equation was a sigma MB is equal to 0 and the unknown is VA, which is the left of C, while considering the equilibrium condition at C, we will take the left of C. So while considering the left of C, sigma MC is equal to 0, we have VA into L1. That is VA into L1 is 22.54. VA into L1, left clockwise is positive. Now left anti-clockwise, H into the vertical distance, that is 5. So minus H into 5, left anti-clockwise. Minus 30 into 22.5 into 22.5 by 2, that is this distance. This load into distance multiplied by the half of the distance. So it is 30 into 22.5 into 22.5 by 2 is equal to 0. This is our equation 2. Now we have two equations and two unknowns. So solving these equations 1 and 2, we get VA is equal to 528.63 kilonewton and the horizontal reaction H is equal to 858.85 kilonewton. We know VA plus VB, that is vertical reaction, is equal to downward loads. So VA plus VB is equal to, the downward loads given for us is only 30 kilonewton per meter UDL. So 30 into the distance is 22.54. So substitute the value for VA, we get VB is equal to 147.57 kilonewton. So now we have found what is L1, what is L2, then VA, VB and H. So our first part is over. That is our reactions. Finding the reactions is completed. So we have found L1, L2, VA, H and VB. Now our aim is, now we have to take this section. We are asked to find the bending moment, horizontal thrust and normal thrust and shear at x is equal to 15 meter from the left support. So at x is equal to 15 meter from the left support, see, remember this is a parabolic arch. Parabolic arch supported at different levels. So anyway the shape is parabolic. So we know the equation, the relationship between the horizontal and vertical distance at any section for a parabolic arch. That is, we know the relationship between x and y of a parabolic arch. So the relation is y is equal to 4hx by L square into L minus x. And this is the relationship between x and y of a parabolic arch when supported at the same level. Here it is supported at the different levels. So we have to first extend this problem, that is extend this left half, because this x is 15 meter, this x lies on the left half of the arch. X lies between A and C. So we are considering the left portion of the arch, that is between A and C. So when we consider the left portion between A and C, this is parabola, half of the parabola. So we will extend this parabola to the support at the same level. See, that means this, so this will be our parabolic arch. If the arch is a parabolic supported at the same level, this will be the shape of our parabola. If this is the shape of the parabola, then this distance, see, this distance will be L. So L will be equal to 2L1. See, we know the parabolic arch supported at the same level. When the parabolic arch is supported at the same level, the central hinge will be at the center. So if the hinge is at the center, when we extend this part AC of the parabola, we will get the parabola up to here. In order to extend this and to bring the parabola, half of the parabola supported at the same level. So this length will be equal to, L will be equal to 2L1. Therefore, in this equation, that is in the equation relating x and y of the parabolic arch, we substitute this L by 2L1. This L is, listen. So this L is replaced by 2L1 and this H is replaced by H1. So by replacing L by 2L1 and H by H1, we get 4 into, so we will get this as a parabola, right? So we will consider this parabola. So our L will be equal to 2L1, our H will be equal to H1. So substitute 4 into, we get y is equal to 4 into h1 into x by 2l1 the whole square into 2l1 minus x. Now substitute the values. So h1 is 5 meter, x is 15 meter, and L1 is 22.54 meter. So substituting, we get y is equal to 4.44 meter. So this y is equal to 4.44 meter. Okay, now we can find, now our aim is normal shear. So in order to find the normal thrust and radial shear, we need what is theta. So in order to find theta, as we have studied earlier, we have to find the slope of this parabola. That is tan theta is equal to dy by dx. So our aim is to differentiate this y. So now we are going to differentiate this y. So we know y is equal to 4hx by L square into L minus x. So we are multiplying this x inside. We get 4h by L square into Lx minus x into x, that is x square. Now we know the slope of the parabola tan theta is equal to dy by dx. So 4h by L square is constant. Now differentiating Lx we get L, and differentiating x square we get 2x. So tan theta is equal to dy by dx is equal to 4h by L square into L minus 2x. Now substitute h by h1 and L by 2L1 as we seen earlier. So substitute the value for x as 15 meter. We get theta is equal to 8.44 degree. Now we know normal thrust ND is equal to, now D is our section. So at D, normal thrust ND is equal to shear at D, vertical shear at D, that is VD into sin theta plus horizontal shear at D, HD into cos theta. And radial shear QD is equal to VD cos theta minus HD sin theta. So our vertical shear at D is, we take the summation of all the vertical forces, either the left of D or to the right of D. Now considering the summation of all the vertical forces to the left of D, we get VD is equal to, left upwards is positive. So VA, left downwards is negative, minus 30 into 15. So x is 15. So minus 30 into 15. So we get 78.63 kilonewton, and our HD is equal to, H is equal to, that is only one horizontal force we have, H. So that is equal to 858.85 kilonewton. So these are the things we have found: L1, L2, VA, H, VB, theta. Then at x is equal to 15 meter, y equal to 4.44 meter, VD and HD. Now substitute normal thrust ND is equal to 861.2 kilonewton, and the radial shear QD is equal to minus 48.3 kilonewton. And you know, see, when our arch is like this, we at any section of the arch, we will have the vertical shear, that is VD, and here the horizontal shear is HD, if this is D, right, HD. So our normal thrust will act, sorry, mistake, here our vertical shear is like, so our vertical shear is like this, right? So our normal thrust will be like this. This is our ND, and perpendicular to this is our QD, that is radial shear. So we have seen these things in the previous classes. Now the last part of this problem, that is bending moment at section X. So x is equal to 15 meter. So at x is equal to 15 meter, our bending moment is equal to this left. So left clockwise is positive. For bending moment, left clockwise is positive and left anti-clockwise is negative. So left clockwise, that is VA into 15, that is positive. So VA into 15. Now negative, minus H into Y. H is our horizontal reaction. So H into Y is 4.44 we have found, minus this load 30 into 15 into the distance 15 by 2. So we get bending moment at X is equal to 740 kilonewton meter. So we have completed our problem. Hope you all understood. See, I repeat, when the arches are supported at different levels, find L1, L2, what is H1, what is H2. Now apply the equilibrium conditions. Find the vertical reactions, find the horizontal reaction. Now apply the relationship between X and Y for any section for the parabola. Extend the parabola, replace L by 2L1 and replace H by H1. Now differentiate and find theta. Apply the formula, find the normal thrust, radial shear, and take this section, find the bending moment. Consider the left or right of the section, find the bending moment. That's all. So today we have only one problem, and for completing our syllabus we have only one more portion. We will complete it in 2 or 3 classes. That is the next portion is influence line diagram for arches with that, and one theory part also, that is Eddy's theorem. So after discussing the Eddy's theorem, we will go for influence line diagram for arches. So we will see that in the next class. Thank you. So thank you everybody.